the chosen one. Make no mistake, the victory is imminent. This is not wishful thinking. This is not a faraway dream. This is heavenly assurance reverberating through the sky, shattering the foundations of doubt and announcing that your breakthrough is not just imminent. It has already been written with spiritual ink. You haven't traveled this far for nothing. You did not strive, fight, or survive, only to break even. There is a win with your name inscribed on it. And no matter what happens around you, that victory is unstoppable. It is not delayed. It's progressing. It is not disputed. It is wonderfully timed. Allow this film to speak directly to the part of you that has hung on and persevered. It trusted even when everything appeared to be quiet. Watch the video until the very end. And as a means of energizing the cosmos and opening the door to manifestation, please take a time to leave your warmest, most genuine greetings in the comments. And don't forget to write 777 to indicate alignment with the upcoming victory. This isn't simply a desire. It's about energizing your environment and stating, I am ready. When we speak together, the energy increases and the force of collective desire can move mountains. Now choose one. I like this video. If you have not already done so, subscribe to the channel. And let's take a deep dive into what's truly going on in your life. It could seem to be silent, like nothing is changing. It's as if everything is still. But in the spirit world, everything moves quickly. The doors are being unlocked. Hearts are being prepared. Resources are being transferred. People you have yet to meet are being positioned to bless you. You're not forgotten. You are not neglected. In reality, you are being kept concealed until the ideal time for the type of disclosure that will make the victory unmistakable. Sometimes the quiet before a victory is the loudest spiritual preparation. The quiet is not punishment. It's precise. You've been begging, praying, and hoping for a victory. And the divine not only answers, but exceeds. But the victory is not being hurried. Because God does not provide modest wins for his chosen ones. When you're selected, the victory must be significant enough to quiet every doubt, critic, and inner fear that ever attempted to persuade you that you were mediocre. It's taking time because what's coming is more than simply a victory. This is a supernatural demonstration. You will ascend to such prominence that people will be forced to recognize that you are God. Your name is being uttered in rooms you have not yet entered. Your soul is aware that your signature is being imprinted on blessings that are now en route. That's why you feel pressure. That's why you've been so emotional recently. That's why you've been more reflective, secluded, and introspective. It is not depression. It is heavenly preparation. You've experienced times when you nearly gave up and questioned your calling. You saw others win, advance, and shine, and you worried whether your chance would ever come. But let me just speak this truth over your life right now. Your turn is not coming. It has come. The release is currently under process. The angels assigned to your triumph have already begun their task. The time is already set, and the coordinates of your fate have been programmed. And the wind is rushing in like a tidal wave. Quick, loud, and difficult to miss. This explains why the assaults have been so fierce recently. The closer you come to victory, the more the adversary attempts to undermine your faith. However, you did not fold. You did not quit. You did not self-sabotage. That's why you're eligible for what comes next. You stood steadfast. You bore the weight. Most people would have failed the exam, yet you passed it. You transformed your suffering into strength, your tears into tools, and your wounds into insight. And now the cosmos, God, and all unseen forces of light are working together to publicly recompense you. The chosen one. Let me say it again. Make no mistake, the victory is imminent. It's not just coming. It will be made public. It'll be permanent. It'll be personal. Nobody will be able to refute that anything extraordinary occurred in your life. Let us promote faith, hope, and love, bringing light not just into our own lives, but also to those who need it the most. Your donation provides a source of inspiration and healing for many individuals. There is no coincidence with the time of this communication. If you're hearing this now, it means your spirit was prepared. Your spirit drew this word into your chronology. Your alignment prompted the confirmation. You're not late. You're not early. You are exactly on time for the miracle. And the more you trust and give, the sooner it will come. This triumph is more important than money, position, or approval. This victory is about purpose. It's about demonstrating to your younger self that the hardship was worthwhile. It's about entering rooms that your forefathers could only pray about. It's about grasping the hands of those who are broken and saying, "If I can do it, you can too." That's why you've been described as chiseled and picked for this time. And let me address the part of you that still has reservations. Don't underestimate your path. Stop doubting your value. Stop repeating previous failures as if they had the ability to change your fate. What is coming does not care about what you have lost. It does not matter how long it took. All that counts now is that you're ready. And you are. You've been sculpted by fire, honed by time, and exalted by faith. So do not be startled when it arrives. Do not shrink. Do not explain yourself. Walk bravely through it. Smile as if you knew it all along. Celebrate as if it has already occurred. Because spiritually it has. The wind is already yours. You're simply catching up physically. Let this be your final confirmation. Every attempt to break you failed. Everything that sought to hold you back was utilized to help you grow. Everything that went wrong was part of the plan. This victory is enveloped in everything. No, you have heard. It is concealed inside every disappointment. It's a reward for your perseverance, a reimbursement for your persistence, the answer to your hidden prayer. Stand tall, chosen one. Keep your eyes open. Keep your heart tender. Keep your expectations high. Because regardless of how things seem to be right now, the victory is on its way. The chosen one. It's time to resolve this in your soul. Your life has never been random. Every delay, detour, and door that closed in your face was part of the winning strategy. It didn't seem like it in the moment. In fact, some nights you lay in solitude, wondering whether anybody, even God, could hear your screams. But heaven wasn't ignoring you. Heaven was preparing you. You were never forgotten. You were being strengthened. Each secret season served as a training ground. And the moment has arrived. The victory is not merely on the road. It is being guided by supernatural power to land immediately in your life. You see, the upcoming victory is more than simply what is added to you. It is about what is activating you. You're not going back to the way you were before the trial. That version of yourself is long gone. This victory will reveal a version of yourself that is stronger, smarter, braver, and more conscious of who you actually are. And that version of you will handle the win like royalty. You are no longer yearning for attention. You do not require approval from those who have never comprehended your task. You now operate with calm assurance, having seen what sorrow can teach and experienced how peace may rule. Make no mistake, you selected one. To realize what works, you have to first experience what doesn't. You had to let go of what was not true in order to accept what is divinely authentic. The wind would not seem as holy if you hadn't been through the woods. It wouldn't seem as deserved if you hadn't been neglected, undervalued, and misjudged. And now you're going to be the live proof that perseverance was worthwhile. Your tale is going to be used as a model for others to rise from the ashes of their own struggles. People you haven't met yet will thank God they discovered you. Doors are now being opened as a result of prayers. You forgot. You've even prayed. The wind is already reverberating across worlds beyond your understanding. You've reached a state of favor in which things no longer make sense. They make heavenly sense. The next season of your life will be described by revelation rather than reason. Alignment, timing, and grace will determine the outcome rather than effort alone. This is what makes your victory obvious. It will not demand any performance. It will be unnecessary to please everyone. It will demand faith. Radical, unwavering faith that God understands what He's doing. Even if you don't comprehend the process, you are no longer expected to impose anything. You are being invited to flow with the heavenly stream. You are being welcomed into a frequency of ease because the load of becoming has been lifted. You have already become. The wind is merely catching up to the reality of who you are. You have cried. You have fasted. You have waited. You have been loyal. When no one applauded for you, you spoke life into yourself while everything else shouted defeat. That kind of constancy is not overlooked in the spiritual sphere. The wind is coming not because you followed it, but because you have become it. You're marching into the wind now, because you've discovered your true self. Chosen, crown called. Let me speak freely to your soul. You won't miss it. You won't be late. You will not be bypassed. You won't be buried in delays anymore. The tide has changed. The favor is pouring. The win has been declared, and your name appears on the envelope. There is no interception, misunderstanding, or error. The victory is exact, and when it lands, it will be complete. You will not have to negotiate for it. You will not need to explain it. You won't even need to hustle for it. Because this is not a victory you achieved in accordance with global standards. This is a heavenly legacy, the type of victory that has been saved, guarded, and safeguarded for just this day. It's been waiting for you to heal. Your awareness, your internal harmony. That is why it did not materialize when you asked for it before. God did not say nay. He replied, not yet. Not until you understood who you were. Not until you've quit settling. Not until you began to perceive yourself as a strong vessel rather than a frantic seeker. The victory is not a reward. It is a reflection of your development, a mirror of your internal growth, a reflection of the character you've developed in the stillness. You're becoming the kind of person that not only wins, but also multiplies. It protects, honors, and bestows blessings onto others. That's why you were delayed. The wind needed to meet the improved you. Now the atmosphere is changing. The indicators are visible. The pressure you feel is not punishment. It's indication that something inside you is growing. You are stretching in preparation. You are expanding into the enormity of the gift. Your spiritual skin is adjusting to the weight of what is going to come into your life. You are no longer being tested. You are being transformed. Watch how easily the breeze flows in now. Watch how opportunities emerge without your intervention. When you remain true to yourself, the proper individuals will show up. Watch how solutions emerge before issues arise. You have walked into the holy current. It's carrying you now. You don't need to paddle. All you have to do is trust the river and let it guide you to your destiny. And when it lands, the selected one will rejoice like never before. Shout, dance, weep, and laugh. Not because the triumph surprised you, but because you knew it was coming all along. The germ of success was always within you. This isn't magic. It's a manifestation. This is not a fantasy. It is faith. Finally, I'm satisfied. You are soaring now, and nothing can stop you. The wind is attracted to you because you finally stop pretending to be someone you aren't. You show the universe that you're prepared. Not by yelling it, but by demonstrating it through your actions. How you believe and conduct yourself. You walk through flames while in the waiting room. And no, you now have the sheen of someone who has endured. You are no longer asking for blessings. You are embodying them. And the victory is imminent. Not as a reward, but as an expected response to your change. You have become a magnet for miracles. You've become a symbol of divine favor. Make no mistake, this is not merely a good season. It is a heavenly change. The wind is not around the corner. The victory is coming your way as you proudly embrace who you were always intended to be. 1. It's time to recognize that what you're feeling right now is not typical anticipation. It is spiritual stimulation. Your spirit perceives things your eyes haven't seen yet. Your intuition has picked up on the frequency of breakthroughs. The world may call it intuition, but you know better. This is heavenly alignment. Heaven is whispering, prepare yourself. Your spirit is being aroused, because the moment you've been waiting for is now within grasp. The strain has intensified since the promise is approaching. This is not the time to question. This is the time to announce, to walk with unwavering conviction. Even if your surroundings seem quiet, the lack of sounds does not imply the absence of activity. God works best in stillness when nothing changes around you. Everything is shifting inside of you. You're being honed so that when the wind blows, you can handle it with dignity and elegance. You will not forget this courtesy. You will not mishandle this miracle. You will not undermine this amazing triumph. And there's no need to compete, hurry, or compare anymore. You are not competing with anybody else's timeline. Your route is sacred. Your procedure is safeguarded. Your promises are precise. Nobody can take your place. What is intended for you has been etched in divine energy. It will not miss you. It cannot, because the approaching wind knows precisely where it will fall. And it comes with power, clarity, and impeccable timing. This triumph will have an impact on more than just your finances. It is going to disrupt generational habits. It will raise your whole bloodline. It will make people reconsider what they feel is feasible. You aren't simply winning. You are redefining what a comeback looks like. You will stand in areas that your family never anticipated. You are going to open doors. Your forebears never had keys. For this, winning is more than simply personal. It is prophetic. You've been in the background long enough. You've experienced waiting rooms, covert conflicts, and quiet struggles. But your public time is approaching. Not because you want attention, but because your tale is a testament. You did not survive only to survive. You lived to shine. You rose, so others might rise. You were polished, so your radiance was apparent. And this time, the light will not burn you. It will disclose you. Make no mistake. You're the one the world has forgotten. But heaven remembered. The one that detractors questioned. However, the inventor managed to preserve. You are the chosen one. That suggests your trip was never designed to be ordinary. Your road was never intended to be smooth. The amount of grandeur tied to your existence necessitated a greater level of preparation. This is why it seemed tougher. That is why it took longer. Because this is more than simply a victory. It is a heavenly unfolding. People will ask how you accomplished it. They'll demand your plan, but you won't cite reasoning. You will emphasize faith. You'll point out certain instances. You almost gave up but didn't. You'll point out the moments when you chose alignment over praise, peace, excessive popularity, surrender control. These decisions help to secure the victory. Those choices lay the groundwork for this ascent. You walk the stairs as others search for elevators. And you're going to be lifted by grace, not gimmicks. Prepare to witness favors. Show up in all areas. The victory will be so overwhelming that it will seem surreal. But this is not a dream. It is divine justice. You're getting compensated for every moment of obedience, every act of compassion you perform behind the scenes, and every tear you wiped from your own cheek before continuing on. The cosmos never forgets the unseen, and God does not miss anything. Each modest act of trust was documented, and now restitution has arrived. You'll experience it first in your spirit, like a shift, like the wind has shifted direction, as if something was cracking open. You may not be able to describe it, but you will understand it. Things will begin to fall into place without force. People will begin turning up to assist without explanation. Resources will start to flow. Ideas will arise. The doors will open. And they will remain open. Because you are no longer forcing. You're flowing. You are not begging. You are being blessed. And let us tell the truth openly. Nothing can prevent what is coming. Not fear, not resistance, not delay, nor even your history. The wind that is coming is greater than your faults. It is larger than your doubts. It is stronger than your adversaries. It's rooted in grace. And grace implies that you do not need to be faultless to qualify. You just need to be aligned.